Welcome back to the Making Sense Conversations podcast. My name is Washeken Dwati, and in this season, we continue talking about women and money. I met a male friend a couple of nights ago, and he had been seeing the advertisements of this podcast online, and he said, "Gosh, Sheke, you're going to really leave the man behind." And I thought about it, and these conversations that I do with women and money and life and business is really about women owning their value, knowing their value, stepping into their value. And it doesn't stop anybody, men included, from doing the same. So I challenged him about that statement, and I said, since that's the motive of these conversations and many conversations that women are having about very many things, any discomfort about that should be investigated by the person feeling uncomfortable about it. So if you feel any discomfort that women are stepping into owning their value, knowing their value, it's not the women, or it's not anything that the conversations are not, the motive is not to leave people out, but it's, you've got to investigate, where is this coming from? And I continue to be excited about being in this space, being able to have these conversations, and people will determine or define value differently in different seasons. For one woman, it could be in the season that I have young children, I am creating a home, I'm creating a family, and that's their value for that season for them is around that. For another, it could be, this is the time I want to be the CEO of a high-flying company, and that's it. And it could be sometimes a combination of very many things. So as long as you're in the journey of who am I? And we started last week with facing the woman in the mirror. What do I want? What's my value? This is the right place to be. So today, building on that, we're going to talk about, are you comfortable making money? And I've been having so many conversations. And of course, the first answer is yes, I want more. But you know me, I have to go beneath the surface. If we want more, what's really holding us back? And if I look at myself, I've now changed the way I speak about it. But if I look at myself, for a long time, people would ask me, how is business? And even though I was going through bumper harvest after bumper harvest, I would really say, it's okay, we are surviving, things are difficult. And I found myself, even when it wasn't absolutely true, entering that narrative. And it's the same thing even with so many things, even with money. How are you doing? How are you doing financially? Even if someone is doing really well, they've invested really well, or they're enjoying the fruits of their long labor, they're still going to talk about how the economy is bad, how this is it. And today I want to dig, because if we are ready or comfortable making money, why do we do this dumbing down? And you find men don't do it that much. Yeah. They are like, no, the business is doing well. Well, us, it will take a while. So why? And I started digging deep into myself. I started investigating this through these conversations. So a couple of things. We all want to fit into a narrative. Yet we were not made to fit into one narrative. Everybody has their own path. But we want to fit into the narrative of we are communal in our suffering together, even when we are not. Yeah. So if I say I'm doing well, then the rest of the people on the table are saying they're not doing well, then I'm the outlier. So we want to fit in, we want to conform, and that's a problem. We also fear, what if the good times don't hold up? And I was there saying how well I am doing, how good things are. What if the next time they see me, things are not going so well? So we're also very vested in what other people will think and what story they will remember about what you said. You see, she was doing so well and now she's not doing well. So we have this thing, what if the good times don't hold up? That also comes from, we have an imposter syndrome. It can't be really me making this work as well as it's working. It's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. So it's just a matter of time until I am caught, until I am found out, until the truth is exposed. Because this really can't be me. If people know things are going well, we also stop ourselves, because if people know things are going well, what will they expect of me? And I met a lady who gave me example is when she first started driving a car, she would park her car and then take a matatu, and then the last stretch she'd use a matatu, not for any practical reason, but because she just didn't want to show up in a car, because she was like, what will then people expect of me? How will they see me? They might see me as a bank account, yeah? What will they think I have done? Yet she's just honestly worked hard and gotten herself a good job that enables her to own a car. So if people know I'm doing well, what will be expected of us? What will be expected of me? Women also feel that if I do well, or if people know I'm doing well, I won't even have the space and the time to define what I want to do with the overflow. I've gotten this big salary increase, but let me keep quiet. Because if I tell people it's there, they will start giving me their version of what I should do with it. Their demands will come in. Their expectations will come in. Their beliefs will come in. So let me either not go for it or keep quiet and go back to no, life is hard, because I don't want to be defined by other people. We also sometimes believe other people around us will drop the ball if they know I'm doing well. Then I'll be expected to carry everything. This shows up a lot in relationships. So to keep them in place, you dumb down. Because if I'm doing well, then all the bills are going to fall on me. All the load is going to fall on me, and no load will be taken off me. So I still have to run everything else I'm running, plus the additional financial responsibility. So let me not go after it at all, or let me keep quiet. We also fear, and these are just a few of the many things that hold us back, emotional backlash from society. If I'm doing that well, if I go and buy myself that car, people will think I slept with 1, 2, 3 people. If I rise to the top, people will make all sorts of stories around it, and I'll be carrying shame for something that I actually never did. Black tax will be on another level. And if I don't succumb to that, the judgment that will be there will be so strong, I won't even be happy in my new position. We follow also, when we are saying when we don't want to admit even to ourselves that we are doing well or we're doing okay, we are following a singular version of success that we had no part in defining. It's like we were born into this arrangement that all of us are supposed to follow. Go to school, finish school, graduate, get married, have kids. And you see, our success is defined a lot by that social conditioning. And if you're running a business, is it doing well? Is it profitable all the time? Is your salary on the up all the time? So if we're not fitting directly into that life arrangement, even sometimes if we're happier without the job, we're happier without a big business, we're happier without just the traditional family life, society doesn't call you successful. And even though you are happier, you won't call yourself successful. And remember, for women, it's beliefs. What was fed into us? Even as much the TV programs we were watching always had the male superhero, not the female superhero. So if you find yourself in a hero role, it's foreign even to you, let alone the people around you. So we were not the ones expected to be earning more. Yeah, we were not the ones expected, because maybe a lot of times that is not the example we see. So we, as women, we find ourselves playing a role that there was no script for, because maybe you're the first in your family to be a female breadwinner. Maybe you're the first in your family to be running that kind of business. Maybe you're the first in your family to be managing the family assets, the first woman that has ever done it. So we're following a script that we have to imagine ourselves, and a narrative that we have to imagine ourselves. So the making more money, yes, logically, that's what we all want to do. But as you listen to me, I've been open with some of, the things I say and I hesitate to say. I want you to ask yourself, yes, that's logical, but just feel, just go and feel. When you think about making more, double, triple, 10 times what you're earning, what is that little twinge of hesitation telling you? And it's probably going back to a belief. It's probably going back to as much as it's logically possible for you to make more money, a hidden fear you may have about what will be expected if I am actually making money. So what's this directly got to do with money? And again, I'll just give you an example for business. And I always tell business owners this: if you don't pay yourself, so the business is running around, you're paying rent, you're paying salaries, you're paying electricity, you're paying suppliers, etc., but you're not paying yourself a salary. So maybe you think your business just needs 500,000 shillings a month to survive. But if you paid yourself, let's say you paid yourself 100,000 shillings, then you would know your business needs 600,000. And guess what? You would then go after the 600,000. You'd price yourself or find the correct customers to be able to generate 100,000 shillings because you have put yourself in the story. So when we are always trying to fit into that narrative or working around that fear and not claiming our space in owning our financial lives and owning wealth creation and being able to say, I want more money, and entering the conversations that are telling people how to make more money, we are subconsciously putting a cap on it. There's a lot of, information about how women earn less than men and all that. I won't go into that now, but sometimes I think when women, we are asking for a salary increase or negotiating a salary, we subconsciously have a cap. Remember last week I told you, you are the prize. And that's a very important statement for women. So that when opportunities come your way, you negotiate your way, understanding that the opportunity is lucky to have you. Not just that you are lucky to have the opportunity, and in fact, let diminish your value so that you can get yourself into the opportunity. No, the opportunity is lucky to have you. So when we start understanding that, we're going to start dealing with money differently. So you will start exposing yourself to places where you make money. Because the problem is we don't expose ourselves to places we make money. We are happy to be in the poverty support group, which is what I was talking about earlier, where we want to talk about it's okay, we're surviving, the economy, the politics, or life is hard. I know there are external challenges that all of us are going through, but if you start telling yourself and getting comfortable with your own right and ability to make more money, if that's what you want, then you expose yourself. There's so many people, women who have said, no, I'm going to come for Centonomy when I'm earning more. And Centonomy is not about earning more. I started Centonomy at the brokest point in my life. So you don't have to come for Centonomy when you're earning more. So you don't need money first to give you the identity or to give you the sense of value. In fact, money follows your identity, not the other way around. Yeah. Then when we are stuck there, we look for reasons not to go after the opportunities that actually give us, not to go after the investments, we don't move our money past the savings. So a lot of women have a lot of savings, but it's stuck at savings. It's stuck in a form that almost can be, first of all, it can be eaten by inflation, but it's almost stuck waiting for somebody to expect something from it. You're so conditioned to someone will expect something from me, so let it be available. So when we're dealing sometimes with black taxes, also the money was available. It was sitting in your savings account. You hadn't put it in a treasury bond where you can't get it out for a year. So it was available. So we put ourselves in that situation because the money was available. So we don't move past the savings to actually the things that create wealth. We analyze too much because fundamentally you're looking for a reason not to go after the opportunity because of the discomfort going after the opportunity might bring. I find women who it's ripe. They are so gifted in doing something, but they'll be like, I'm not good at business. Even before they've ever tried one business, even before they've ever learned. You may not be good at everything around a business, but you're good in some things. How can you partner with somebody else who's good in what you're not good at? So I want you today to ask yourself, are you ready for more? Are you ready for more? Which version of you do you want? Which version of you do you want? If you're earning 100,000, but you know your potential is 500,000, which version of you do you want? There's always some sort of a cost to pay for going after you want. That's the fact. And I think we as women have been very vested in keeping things comfortable and sometimes keeping the people around us comfortable. Even time, when you go after some opportunities, it means there may be a rearrangement in your time. But guess what? People will, if it's your season for doing it, I'm a big believer in season. So always, if it's your season for doing it, it's calling to you. You wake up in the morning and something is nagging you about doing something or going after something. It's probably your season for doing it. But there'll be rearrangement in your life. There'll be time. There'll be certain boundaries that will need to be established to create the environment so that you can actually do it. There are some dynamics with people that need to be evaluated. It may mean you learn something new, take a course and learn something new. It may mean you even start learning something about yourself. And when I talk about more, it's not just more money. It's not just not more money. It's, in my book, Making Sense, I've always said money is a tool for the life that you want, but in itself, it is not that life. So it is defining that, then money can be the tool. And yes, sometimes you will need more money than you currently have, and removing the emotional, the social, the psychological boundaries that have been in your head about your ability to make more. And truly, as I started before with the conversations we have, let's get out of this. Let's stop forming poverty support groups. Let's start talking about how can we do this? How can we improve our lives? What are the alternatives for doing? Let's not get scared of what will need to be shifted so I completely step into my value. I hope you take this challenge with me, and thank you very much for listening.